Well, good Monday evening to you. Chris Harris here, the multiple-time world champion crypto cowboy, bringing you that nightly update on Bitcoin just like we do every single night. And we're still bleeding, guys. I don't know when it stops. We're going to try to figure it out tonight. It looks like we might be getting close, but I still think we have some more downside. But I'm a world champion rodeo cowboy, especially in the team roping events. And I'm taking the strategies and the discipline that I use out there in that rodeo arena, bringing it right here to the crypto desk to make y'all world champion crypto traders. So stick around for the whole video. We're going to break it down all the way from a 4-hour to a weekly chart, figure out exactly what's going on. But we're going to start off with the crypto fear and greed index, currently sitting at a 12. I think last night we were at about a 10, so we came up just a little bit, which is kind of surprising, but everybody's scared to death. This measures market sentiment. It tells us if people are fearful or if they're greedy, and it's about as low as it can go. Now, if we are in a bear market now, it's going to stay in extreme fear for quite some time. But what I like to do is make little small spot purchases when we're in fear and extreme fear. Sit on it, forget about it. Eventually it comes up. I did that on Solana and Ethereum. I went ahead and added 25 a piece to them today. We started with $60. Now we're up to 75, almost 80. But we're 13% down on Solana, 10% down on Ethereum. We'll keep up with it. We'll figure out what's going on. But if you need an exchange to trade on, BitUnex is a great one. You'll find a link to that in my description. I believe you get a first-time deposit bonus and a little better fees on your trading. So don't forget to check that out. Moving on to the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. This is what the market makers use to track your liquidity. They don't care about trade analysis. They don't care about moving averages or smart money concepts. All they care about is where your liquidation points are, and they move the chart to go grab them. So what they've been doing, they've been working down, grabbing all this liquidity that's been here ever since we hit that bottom at about 72.5. You can see we're still running down. I pulled up a yearly chart because the others just don't show you enough information. But you can see if we're headed this way, there's liquidity all the way down to about 79, 80,000. Then it kind of thins out. Everything above price action is a short trade. Everything below price action is a long trade. So cumulatively, we've got $9.16 billion worth of shorts to liquidate. On the long side, we've got 6.59 billion. So there's clearly an imbalance to the upside, but I think since they've gone this far, they're just going to come on down. There is a little void here, right about 77,000. That has my interest, but you can see right below between 77 and 80,000. There's a lot of liquidations to grab. And I'm sorry, that was around 84,000, but between 84 and 80,000, there's still a lot of liquidity there. I think they just grab all of it, but we'll get into the charts. We'll figure that out. Still in that downtrend. Hasn't gotten much better. Hasn't gotten better at all. We've been in this downtrend since before the flash crash, all the way back around the 6th of October. So we're working down. I've got the Fibonacci's pulled. You pull that from swing high to swing low, and it's got us right in this 4-hour extension right now. We're working down, and I think it wants to move on down a little more. I'm going to take that off because it's irrelevant. But I think it wants to come down a little more. I wouldn't be surprised to see us tap this 88.2, even come down to this weekly 50 smoothed moving average at about 85.9. If for some reason we lose that, your 2.618 sits at around $70,000. I've got a trend line here. I'm kind of looking at that for a bounce point. Maybe somewhere around 79, 80,000, or we could bounce here at 88,200. It's really hard to say right now. But if we can consolidate out of this and move to the upside, we've got quite a few hurdles to get over. You've got the 50 moving averages on the 4-hour. That takes 50 of these candles, puts fluid lines on the chart, works as excellent support and resistance. They set it about 100,500. And then you've got to get into your golden zone, 102 to 105, get over the weekly 50 simple moving average that we have lost and now closed below. And then you've got to get over your daily 50 simple smooth moving average as well. That's before you can even get to 113, 119. So I'm not going to talk about those targets right now. I think we've got some more downside, and we really need to focus on where a bottom is tonight. Moving out to the daily, you can kind of see that trend line I've gotten drawn. I added the big mega wick that we got on that Friday, bringing it down, and you can see that's going to want to come down here around $79,000, $80,000. I think we lose this daily retracement zone. I really hope we were not looking down this low, but your daily extensions sit at 60 to 42,000. if we can consolidate in this daily retracement zone, we've got to get back over the daily 200 moving average sitting at 98,500. This is a smooth moving average, just like the white line is a 50 smooth moving average. So it's going to look a little different than a simple moving average. But you can see you've got a big cluster here you've got to get over. You've got the weekly 50, the daily 50. You've got a lot of resistance there to get over, to get past it. So if we do come up, I think you retest that, then you come down, and maybe, guys, maybe we fill out these extensions. I'm just not sure at this point. Moving out to the weekly chart, you can see we're coming down. You can tell where the trend line is. The 50 smooth moving average sits right at the bottom of that weekly golden zone. That's kind of why I think there might be an opportunity to bounce. I think we can readjust this trend looking at a weekly chart and make it make more sense, and maybe we'll get a better sense of direction. But right in here. So yeah, so somewhere around $87,000 could be a good bounce point. You do have a fair value gap sitting down here. The middle of it sits at about 77,000. If we can't hold this, I think that's where we go. Then we're going to come up, retest, and then I think this 60 to 42,000 is a realistic target. So everything's kind of riding on this 85,000 right now on what our next moves are. I think we get there, and then we can reassess kind of what's going on. I know it's dismal. I know it's ugly. But about all you can do right now is dollar cost average into Bitcoin. That's what I did. I actually bought some today while we were low. And as we go lower, I'll go ahead and buy. My alts, I'm just going to sit on them. I invested in OG American cryptos. So they're going to be around next cycle or whenever this thing decides to run up. The ones that were in profit, I took all my profit out. The ones that are negative, I'm just going to sit on them, and I'll work on a dollar cost average strategy when we ever find a bottom here. So that's kind of where I am tonight. Maybe we can run up on this thing. I'm not real optimistic on it right now, but hopefully something changes soon. But I'm Chris Hare. Go ahead and check out the links in my description. There's a link to the crypto school. I post all these charts there, provide signals when there's one that's really good and I can throw it out. You'll also find a link to BitUnex, a link to X. It's all down there. And if you don't mind, go ahead and like, subscribe, tap the bell notification. You'll get updates as soon as we upload a video. And don't forget to leave us a comment. It helps out the YouTube algorithm. And I really enjoy hearing what you guys have to say. But I'm going to wrap this one up for tonight. Get to bed. Got a big day tomorrow. Chris Hare, the world champion crypto cowboy. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you down the road.